but it has a red line through it. So I'm thinking that should be it.
Yeah.
Click that. That's it.
Zoom meeting video.
That'll do it. Oops.
Camera.
What'd I do? Okay, there we go. Okay.
Okay. Well, Cam wanted me to go over some recognition, so I'll just go into that really quick as so then, because Michelle's going to take over and kind of do her thing and go through like a power hour with all of us. So I'm just going to go into the recognition, and hopefully my internet doesn't cut out at all. So if I get a little, like, I don't know the word. What's the word? Body.
I don't know.
Just let me know and bear with me. Okay, let's see.
Wave at you.
Yeah. Okay.
I might, if you notice, like, a person hop on, don't freak out, because that's just one of my coach friends that needs some help, and I told her that this would be a good call for her to listen in on. So
okay,
if you see,
yeah. That's fine. Okay, so let me see. Where's my thingy here? Oh, right, the green button. Share screen. Okay, wait, I'm gonna pop up the thingy first. What's this? Actually, I'll just read off. So we'll just go over last week's recognition, leading up to this week's, obviously. So far this month, and it could be updated or not, he didn't update my list here. So if you have more Success Club points than you do on this list, I apologize. So far we have Sarah Keen with SE2, which is awesome. Savannah with SE2, myself with SE4. I think Cam is at SE2, I believe, or SE4, I'm not sure. And then everyone that has been helping people and moving their business forward, we got Sarah Keen, Mike Lena, Tommy, I'm horrible with names, so bear with me. Tommy Descano, Alexa Barker, Ashley Schaefer, I hope that's how you say your last name. Ashley Perkins.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, good. And then she was on our last week's call, but I'm going to welcome her again. Alexa Barker is one of our newer coaches, which is really awesome. I'm excited to have her on the team. She is a pretty awesome chick. So let's see. And then he also did, no, he made it all pretty. Okay, I'll share the screen for you guys here. Share screen. There you go. Okay, so he did close rank advancements, which is awesome. Uh-oh, internet connection unstable. So sorry if I'm all sketchy here. So we have Annie, Emerald, Nadine, halfway to Emerald, Brandon's halfway to Emerald, Rachel Parker's halfway to Emerald, Mike Lena's halfway to Emerald, Sarah Reitzel halfway to Emerald, and then Lindsay and Michelle are halfway, or one emerald away from Diamond, which is really huge. That's awesome. You guys, rank advancements are just like a big stepping stone in your business. If you are, let me unshare this screen. There we go. If you are wanting to work the business, that is something you kind of want to focus on, is rank advancements, because that just means you're helping people, and as you get from Emerald to Diamond, that means you're helping your own coaches underneath you be successful, which is huge. So you guys are doing awesome. Are we halfway through the month, I guess? I guess that is halfway through the month.
Yeah.
So still lots of time to help more people. So just keep doing your thing. And then Michelle is actually going to walk us through, I believe, kind of show us how she does her power hour, or we're all going to kind of get an idea of how she does it. So Michelle, if you want to take it away.
Okay.
What you're doing.
Am I frozen or can you see me?
You're frozen on my screen.
Why am I
But I
frozen?
can
Hold
hear
on.
you.
Looks like you're writing intently.
Yeah, there you are.
Okay. I was looking at myself and I was like, what the heck is going on?
I was like, man, she's really into her, whatever she's writing there.
Okay. So do you want to go over Sean T week?
Oh yeah, Sean T week. Okay, I totally spaced that.
And then the team call drawing. I don't know if he talked to you about that.
No, he hasn't told me everything, you guys, just because we're married. He keeps secrets. Yeah, you can go over the team drawing thing. I'll go over Sean week. So was it released just this last? Yeah, I think they just talked about it this last week. Sean T is coming out with like a new, I don't know if it's necessarily a program, but it's available on BOD, and it's going to be a week-long thing of him. And I think they release a workout every day. Is that what it was, Michelle? Oh God, sorry. Sorry.
She's like, I'm gonna get him.
Dogs.
I'm not really sure. I know it's gonna be a week long. It starts with they're launching it in days or something like that, or did they do a sneak peek of it?
I don't know if they did a sneak peek of it, and I can't remember the exact launch day. So I
think they're probably gonna post it as time on, but as what I understand of it is it's gonna be a week long. Like you're not gonna know what the workout is until like the night before or the day of. And then he said it's going to go longer than a week, but they didn't explain anything else. So I'm assuming that we're going to get more information like within the next 30 days of when they're going to launch it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So keep an eye out on your coach breaking news. Like go into your office, keep an eye out there and see if anything pops up there.
Yeah, so I went to the Beachbody Facebook page, and it says it starts June 12th. They're releasing one workout a day for an entire week. So there we go.
Okay, cool.
And for people who have the all access pass, they will have it already there for them to access. But I'm not sure about people with just memberships.
Basic.
Yeah, I don't know if they need to like purchase it or something, but definitely.
Yeah, they haven't really yet.
So that's really exciting, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's kind of like phasing out of Beachbody slowly. Sean T is kind of going on with his own thing, so I don't know if this is going to be his last little thing.
It's like his last,
or if they're going to come out with like another full program. I'm not sure. So yeah, but I'm excited for that because
cool. Yeah, they'll release more information, I'm sure, as it gets closer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you want me to?
Yeah, you go over the team drawing thing, whatever that is. He didn't.
Okay, so actually, there's two. There's also June 1st. Do you want to mute everybody? That might help with the computers freezing. Awesome, thank you. Cool. All right, so also starting June 1st, we have 2 new challenge packs launching, and I don't know if you guys read that yet, but hang on just a second, I lost you again. All right, so there's 2 new challenge packs. They're going to be the all access on demand, but it's with the performance pack. So you're going to get Energize and Recover instead of Shakeology as an option as well to offer people, which is cool. I personally like to rotate because that actually Energize and Recover on Home Direct will count towards Success Club because it's having something on Home Direct. So Shakeology and Energize Recover are the only things that you can have on Home Direct that'll help you get Success Club. It's a qualification to earn it. So it's cool because you can try it. Sometimes if you get an overstock of Shakeology, you could switch and get the Recover and the Energize to try and then just go back and forth and kind of do it that way. The other thing that they're doing is they have a Shakeology and portion fix challenge pack, which to my understanding, it's for people that already have on-demand all access. So if someone doesn't want Shakeology, or let's say they signed up for free and then they sign up for another like 6 months or something like that just for streaming, they can upgrade and purchase the Shakeology challenge pack, and it'll come with Shakeology and then their portion control containers as well. And that's for $130. I don't know. There's an FAQ in your office if you want more information on either of those. Those will be the launch date for the Shakeology and Portion Fix challenge pack is to be determined, but the all access with the performance line starts June 1st. So for those of you that were wondering about maybe trying the performance line, that's a good way to kind of rotate back and forth between Shakeology and then the performance line, so you have more to talk about with people. And then the other thing is Cameron and I were talking, and we thought it would be cool that, so for one, I'll talk about the team call thing in a second, but for one, like this is our business, and I kind of wanted to stress like just the seriousness of it. And this is supposed to be fun. Like, how cool is it that we get to help people on working out, and like we have great products that work, you know, we get to basically do what we want if we work hard at it, right? So, but this is job, it is serious. You know, I know for me personally, I struggle with discipline, and you know, if I were working for someone else and you know, they told me to be at a business meeting, or in our case, a team call, I would make sure that I show up because that's part of my job. And it's a lot harder when you're your own boss. And I totally get that because it's something that I struggle with too. But you want to make sure you're showing up for team calls. You want to make sure you're showing up for, you know, your super events. You want to show up to Summit. Yeah, it's expensive, but if you think about it, like the business that we have, it's only $15 a month for everything. You get your website, you get your whole shipping department, you get tons and tons of materials for marketing and everything, right? And the only thing you have to do is basically pay $99 or $97 plus your shipping and tax to show that you're a product, right? You don't have to buy thousands of dollars in stock and makeup or body wraps or whatever else they sell, those lipstick things. Like, you get to do this. And so getting to events and making sure that you're showing up for business meetings, not only will it boost your business, but you have something to talk about and show others. Like, you want to show people that you're having fun at Summit, and that you get to meet people that, you know, you've met online at Super Saturdays, and, you know, you want to show people that you get to do team calls and that you're part of a tribe and a group of friends that gets to hang out and help each other, like, build empires. That's what it's all about. So what Cameron and I thought would be cool is, you know, and we're still going to discuss this and kind of figure it out because it was like a last minute thing, but we thought for every team call that people jump on, so we have a team call once a week, right? So if you jump on all 4, sometimes 5 team calls for every month, you'll be entered into a drawing for a prize. And the prize is going to be something that's going to benefit your business, whether it's a performance line sampler, whether it's a couple different packets of different flavors of Shakeology to hand out to people as samples, something that's going to benefit your business. And that's what the prize is going to be. So it's going to be important that you guys hop on team calls. And then we can all work together, you know, the leaders and stuff, on figuring out prizes that we want to do for that as well. So that's kind of the drawing thing that Cameron came up with. But okay, so let's see here. All right, so I guess I'll just kind of jump into it. So what I wanted to start out, I asked a couple of you guys before, like, if there was something that you struggled with or if you wanted help. So I'm gonna kind of work that into like the power hour at the same time. But so one thing that I wanted to start with is, before you do anything, you have to find what makes you you. So I don't know if you guys, for those of you that can use the chat, think about it for a couple minutes, and I want you to use the chat and write down 3 to 5 things, like small things, or you can write 1 or 2 large things that make who you are. So like, for instance, Annie's a triathlete. That's something that's huge. Like, it's super cool. It's different. You know, it's something that she works on every day. You know, I like the outdoors and Ashley likes the outdoors. So we're hiking, you know, into our business. You know, whether you're a runner, whether you have dogs, you know, if like crafting, if you're crunchy, and for those of you that don't know what crutchy is, it's like, you know, holistic living, that kind of thing. Whatever it may be, you want like 2 to 3 things, or even just 1 to 2 big things that makes you who you are, because that's how you're going to find people. And it sounds a lot hard. It sounds easier than it is. It took me quite a while to figure out kind of, you know, who I wanted to find to be on the team and what I wanted to focus on and the kind of value I wanted to. But if you guys could pick 2 or 3 things that make you the person that you are, that you want to be known for, what would that be? Ashley wrote adventure junkie, stay-at-home mom, outdoors runner, coffee, yoga lover. That's great. All that's awesome. Cool. Time with family and friends, fur babies, lover of the countryside and outdoors, strength trainer, and financially savvy. That's a good one too. You know what? I ran a free challenge group on how to budget, and people like ate that crap up. Like, I showed them my spreadsheet I do for budgeting, and everybody, like, I got challengers out of it, and it had nothing to do with Beachbody. It was just like, hey, do you have trouble with budgeting? Like, let's hop on and do this, and I'll show you how to budget something so that you can have free time with your family, whatever. So it doesn't have to be fitness related at all. Volunteering, working with seniors, that's great. And you know, that's great. Mary J put volunteering and working with seniors. If she can get seniors into, you know, the fitness, or even just doing yoga and feeling better, that's a huge market that opens up too. So those are all great answers. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I'm going to screen share. Let's see if I can figure this out here. I always mess this up. Hold on one sec here. Let me go to my home screen. All right, can you see my Facebook? Okay, cool. So now that you know what those things are, what I want you to do is, if you don't already have groups that you're following on Facebook, I want you to go up to the search bar. Let me expand this a little bit. So there we go. Okay, so I want you to go into the search bar, and I want you to look up a couple different groups. Like let's say you like outdoors. One thing that I focus on personally is outdoors, so I'm going to do the adventure. I'm part of an adventure moms group of Northwest. So I want you to go, and I want you to join like 3 to 5 groups on Facebook with a few thousand people, and that have to do with the things that you enjoy. So go ahead and take a minute to do that, and I'll time us for like a minute, and I'll do it too. A lot of these I've already joined, so it's kind of hard, but let's try like Army Moms groups. And you want to kind of look for groups, like this one has 2,000 members. That's okay. You want to look for groups that are kind of within the thousands. Like I don't know if I'd join any of the ones that are like 200 people or lower. You want to try to find some that like are a couple thousand people or more. There's a good chance that, let's say hiking with dogs, that's a good one for people, because I know we have some pet lovers and dog owners on our group. So here's one that's got 2,400 people. You want to go and join those groups, and then kind of look through and see if you know any of the Beachbody coaches in there. If it's populated with Beachbody coaches, I wouldn't bother with it. You know, another one is if you like food. Food's another good one. Like we all share recipes and everybody loves food. So you could look at groups and see any kind of like food groups. Like this one's got 28,000 members. That's a really good one to work with, as long as it's pretty active, because you've got a lot of people to choose from. Natural healing and food, I'm going to join that one. That one's got 73,000 people. Food freedom, it's for women who are learning psychological strategies to reduce their emotional eating. That'd be a really good one to join, especially if emotional eating is something that you guys have personal experience with. Food allergies, there's so many different things you can look at, and they're not in order by member number, so you want to kind of scroll through, because like this one's got 4,000, and if you scroll down you'll find one with like 700. So you just want to go through them and kind of look, and then some of them will let you see kind of the news feed if they look like, see, so Blaine's one of our are buddies, and she's a part of this group. So you can kind of see if there's any other coaches you follow in the group. This one you can't see what's on the wall, but some of them you can see how active they are. So go through and I don't know what this is. Oh, never mind. They have rules that pop up apparently. So go through and do that. And then, so the next thing I want to show you is Facebook lists. I can go over Instagram a little bit too, but it's probably going to take a little while. So I figured I'd do Facebook first, and then we can do Instagram a different day or if we have time. So one thing I do is once I have my groups figured out, you don't want to like a bunch or join 20 different groups, because you want to be able to somewhat be active in them. That way you don't go get in trouble by the people for just picking out people. But so one thing I always do is I go in and I make lists. So my lists are made from, you go over here and on the left hand side under Explore, there's something that says Friends List. If you click on that, these are all the different kind of lists I have. So I have like fishing ladies, adventure moms group, hiking friends. I have hiking moms, military moms, those kind of dog moms. So what you can do and what I do is I create lists based on my groups that I'm a part of. So like my adventure moms group, I have a list for adventure moms. So when I go and I friend request those people, I know that they're coming from the adventure moms group, because sometimes they won't accept your friend request for like 2 weeks later. And you're going to be like, where the heck did I add this person from? And it's going to make reaching out to them a little bit more difficult. So you want to create your list, and it has a couple default ones for you, where you're from in high school and that kind of thing. But that's what I do. So I create the list like that. And then what I'm going to do, if you have a couple groups that you're a part of already, go ahead and take a second and then create like 2 or 3 lists just for the heck of it. Cause we're going to dive into this and you're going to want a list. Cause I'm going to show you how I work out of a group. So go ahead and do that for just a sec. And then when you've got let's say we'll just work from one group. So pick one group that you're a part of and make a list for that group and title it. So I'm going to go and work out of, let's just do this one, Adventure Mamas of the Northwest. So, actually this one's kind of a bad example. This one's a good example, but it's only got 226 members, but it's because this group particularly is only for 4 states and it's fairly new. But it's okay, because if I look in this, none of my coaches or people that I know that are coaches are in this group. So it's one that I've been kind of working out of. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to go into your group and I want you to click on where it says members in the right side of the page. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go through and look at the people's profile photos. And I want you to look, is this someone that either looks like me, someone that I'd want on my team, someone that I look like I can relate with, or someone that I'd want to be a part of my team? So all these are hiking moms, so I could relate to a lot of these people. I'm actually friends with quite a few of these girls already. So what I want you to do, hold on, let me go down a little farther, is I want you to, sorry, I've been working this one, so a lot of them I've already sent friend requests. But so this girl looks cool. So what I'll do is I'll hover over her name. I'm going to add her as a friend. And then once you do that, you're going to hover back over friend request, and you're going to add her to the list of the group that you found her from. So I found her from the Adventure Moms group. I'm going to check that off. Maybe, there we go. And you're going to do that for every single person that you add. So go through and take 2 minutes and just add as many people as you can that look like you or that you'd want to be on your team, that you could see, having a friendship with, or somebody that you think that you could connect with easily. And then write down how many people that you did. We'll just take a minute. I'd play music, but it'll kick us off for copyright laws if we play music. So we're going to have to do it in silence for just a minute. Yoga teacher. And one thing you can do is kind of look right in here in their about me. Some of them will have Beachbody coach, and that's obviously someone you don't want to add. Uh-oh, where'd she go? Adventure Moms. So this really helps me keep track of people that I'm adding, especially, so for me personally, there's certain people, like I obviously don't want to see posts about Sadie. So when I'm making certain posts on my Facebook page, I can exclude people from certain groups if I don't want them to see a picture of my daughter or whatever, you know? So lists make it really convenient, and it's a really good way to organize it. I actually learned this kind of a little bit late in the game, so I'm sort of bummed about that, but it'll definitely help, and it'll help when you go to track them. I'll show you how. Okay, we'll do just a couple more seconds here, and then I'll switch gears. So this is what I do every day. I take a couple minutes every day. I usually set a timer for maybe 5 minutes. I just go through and I add people, right? And so this is part of my power hour that I do daily, other than obviously working out and that kind of thing. All right, so that's probably good. So comment in the feed how many people you guys added. I can't see the chat. Where's the chat? There we go. Can everybody still hear me? Okay, cool. So I did like 6. Cool, Ashley got 7, awesome. 5, 4, 5. Okay, that is awesome. So now you guys think about that. We did that for literally 2 minutes. Think about if you set your timer for like 5 minutes or on your phone and you just put on some music that like got you all pumped up and you just busted this out and adding friends, right? You could get a lot of people done. So obviously, okay, it's like, okay, well, I did that, now what? So now what I would do is I would go and I would go to your friends list and you're going to go through and like just pick 5 people that you maybe haven't talked with. Like, you know what? Actually, I'll do this. I'm going to go to my high school tab and I'm going to pick 5 people that I haven't talked with in a while, and I'm just going to message them. So what we'll do is, let's see here. Who's someone I want to talk to? Let's talk to this girl. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick 5 people on your friends list right now. Kind of look through their profile and see if there's anything that like sparks your interest. Okay, so this girl that I'm going to talk to, she just looks like she did a half marathon for Mother's Day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cold message because I haven't talked to them anyway. You know, even though they're part of my warm market, they're part of friends that I know. I'm going to message her and I'm going to be like, hey, and I always use their first name if you know them. It's actually even better to use their first name if you don't know them, because it's more personal versus just saying, hey girl, because then you might actually get someone who's like, you're trying to sell me something. If you don't use their names, they don't like they don't connect with you as well. So I always try to use their names, and I'll be like, how have you been? I saw your picture. What was it? A half marathon or a marathon? Yeah, I don't want to write the wrong thing down. That would be bad. I saw your picture on Mother's Day of the half marathon. That's awesome. That's awesome. I've always wanted to be a runner. How have you been? Or actually, I already wrote how have you been. So I'll just be like, I'm going to take this out. One thing I always do is I end it on a question, because it gives it's more likely that they'll respond instead of just like read your message and be like, oh, okay, that's nice. They just messaged me out of nowhere. So I'm like, all right, hi, Kylie. I saw your picture on Mother's Day of the half marathon. That's awesome. I've always wanted to be a runner. We'll put any tips. And then how have you been? That's all you have to do to spark a conversation, right? So go ahead and do that for like 5 people. Let's just pick 5 people really quick from your friends list and message them something really fast. And we'll take a minute to do that real fast. These are all people I'm pretty consistent with. For me, it's a little bit more difficult because I kind of have talked to most of my warm market already. But I'm just, for those of you guys that are new, and I mean, I have tons of friends to still go through. I obviously have like 800 people, so I haven't talked to everybody, but I've talked to a lot of people. I don't know who this girl is, but she and I have been friends on Facebook for quite a while, and I think she just had a baby. Yeah. So I'll message her. Hey, Laura. I just wanted to congratulate you. Oops. On your newest addition. So precious. And then I'll put like, how are you feeling? And that's it. That's all you got to do. So do any of you guys have questions from this point at the moment? If you do, write them in the chat. Oops, those aren't my friends. I was like, I don't know any of these people. It's because I'm looking at the wrong friend list. So one tip, if you're going through your groups and you're adding friends and you get a message that says like, make sure you're only adding people you know or something like that, stop for the day. Because if you keep going, you're going to get put in Facebook jail and you're not going to be able to friend request or message anybody from there on out. So you can get quite a few because you're a part of a group instead of just messaging, you know, mutual friends of people. If you're in a group and you're friend requesting people, it doesn't recognize you that you don't know them because it's figuring if you're in a group with these people, you probably either know them or you're, you know, acquaintances of some sort. So I've found that I've never really had a problem as long as I'm adding people through a group. All right, so that's probably good. Those lists you create show up when you go to your friends list. So what you can do is not on your friends list. So the way that it works is you'll go back to your home screen. And then if you go back to where it says friends list here on the left-hand side, you can see everybody that you've put in that list. You just click on the list and then go to see all members. Let me know if I'm going too fast. And it'll show you everybody that's in that list that you've added. And it'll show everybody in that list, like any of their most recent posts. So if you need to go and comment, like on people's pages, this is a good spot to go and work the list because they're people that you're talking to, you know, daily. So this girl, she's in my hiking group. She just posted that she had bunnies. I'll just put like a heart or whatever. Because in this way, it's easy because it looks like you're keeping up on their posts too. And I only try and like and comment stuff that pertains to me because I don't want to comment or like on anything that I have no interest in because that's not a way to connect with that person. So these are all, Sarah, did you get that for how to find the people on your lists? Okay, cool. So that's how you do it. You go to the friends list and then you just click on whatever your list is and it'll show you everybody that you've added to that list. You can delete lists. You can, oh, see that girl just wrote me back. Hello, yeah, it was fun. So if you get one thing, if you're doing your power hour and you get a message, don't respond to it. Just put it away, like cancel out of it. If you don't click on the responding, you know, the little response window and you just exit out of it, it'll look like you haven't read it. So I don't do any responses at all when, oh, she's driving me crazy, when I'm doing my power hour. So, all right. So next what I want you guys to do is, we did that. Okay. So what I do is and you guys might not have this yet because, hopefully you do because you're adding new people to your market every day. But one thing that happens is your warm market is going to go away. Either everybody's already going to be doing what you're doing, they're going to be a part of what you're doing, or they're going to be just not interested in there's people that you can't just get on board. So it's important you add people every day. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys, I'm going to turn off this for a minute. Actually, no, I'm not. So let's say those groups that we're working, somebody accepted your friend request. What I do every day, I go into my friends tab and then I'm going to click on recently added. These are going to show people that have accepted your friend requests And then what I do is I go in and I personally message each person. So this is part of my power hour too. After I've done the 5 minutes of adding people, the 5 minutes of messaging 5 people that I haven't spoke to in a while, I go through my recently added and I personally message each person. So this is Tiffany. She accepted my friend request. I haven't talked to her yet. So I wrote this little script here. Hold on just a second. So that way I didn't take forever to type. So she added me as a friend and I don't know where she came from. So I'm going to hover over and figure out what list she's from. Hike friends. Okay. So she's part of the hiking group that I'm a part of. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send her a message and be like, hi, Tiffany. Oops. Make sure I spell her name right. That's probably a good thing. Hi, Tiffany. Happy Tuesday. And then what I put is my default message for everything is, thank you for accepting my friend request. I found you in the blank group. So it would be hiking group. And you looked like a cool chick. So I thought I'd reach out. I'm always looking for more we'll put moms / friends. Cause I'm not 100% sure if she has kids. I don't remember. That I can share, or let's say that I can share adventures. Actually, she's in a hiking group. So she's probably local. I'll just say adventure with. And then I end with a question, always end with a question. Do you like hiking? What's your favorite hike in your area? All right. So now that she's accepted the friend request, hold on. When do you respond to those people who message you right away? I do that either the following morning. So like, for instance, it depends on your schedule, but once I'm done with my power hour, if I still have time, I'll go back through and I'll, message those people that have messaged me back. You probably, if they're new people, a lot of them won't message you until later on in the day. And then in that case, I'll just do it first thing in the morning. But you obviously want to message them back, but you want to do it when you have a couple minutes to like hang out and chat. So I don't respond to anybody until I'm done with my power hour. That way I know I got my, however many invites I want, for the day. And that way I know that I've got my conversation started that I need to for the day and that I'm done with that part. And then I can go back and fill in the fluff later. So it really just depends on your schedule. And that's when I respond to people. So, all right. So now what I do is once I go through all my recently added people or people that have accepted my friend request, I don't make them a lead or a contact until they've accepted my friend request, because honestly, there's not really any point. You could like and comment on someone's stuff, but if you can't interact with them at all, you can't really do a whole lot. And they're showing interest back in you if they accept your friend request. So once all those people have been messaged, actually, I do this for each person. So I've messaged Tiffany. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Asana and I'm going to track Tiffany now. So her name's Tiffany Score. I have my Asana set up, so I have a template. I'm going to Tiffany Score. And for those of you guys that don't have a tracking system, get your tracking system now. It'll save your butt down the road. Let me tell you, I'm so behind on adding people to this, but since I have started my tracking system, it's changed my life. And it's been I'm able to follow up with people consistently, which is something I've always struggled with. So in Asana, if you guys have Asana, I always create this new template. It's got these little like what are they called? Sub tasks in it. So if I copy it, you click these little 3 dots and copy your task, it'll copy all of this. And then because I just added her name, it creates a new file for her. So this is Tiffany. I'm going to follow up with her. If she doesn't respond to me, I'm going to follow up with her. I usually give it about 2 days because it depends if it's a weekend and I message them on a Friday. I'll give them until Monday because then I can say, hey, how was your weekend? It's easy to, contact them that way. I always tag everybody where I found them. So she's a hike mom. In the description portion, I always add their, I don't know if this will show because it's blown up pretty. Yeah, okay. So I always add their, I can't see, my phone's in the way. Their Facebook link. I add that in the description. So that way, down the road, if I ever have an assistant and I need her to follow up with someone, she's got the link to that person, so she can just click on it and it'll go straight to her page. I've sent her a Hey Girl message, which is that initial connect, right? So I'm going to check that off. And this is kind of just what I track. You guys can obviously track whatever you want. I sent that today, so it timestamps that I did that today. And then what I personally do, I'm paranoid. So if Facebook ever crapped out, or our back office ever crapped out, I want to track what we've talked about. So initial connect. So my first connect with this person, it was on Facebook. Actually, I'll put Facebook or FB, so that way I know. And then I actually paste what I sent her into the comments, and I click comment, and then it logs what I've sent her. So every time we talk about anything like important or little details that I think I should remember, you can comment in their file, and it timestamps it, and it keeps it there. So then if you need to refresh it, you need a refresher on who the person is, you can go back through everything. So then I have in here, like and comment on her stuff, invite her to a challenge group, personal story. And then if she does not respond to me at all, I'll follow up with her a couple times. Like, I have a follow-up system that I use. I haven't had to use it, thank God, but that's what I do. So I go through every single person that accepts my friend request each morning. I check that out. I see who did it. I go to my recently added people, and I go through, and I'll send each of those people the same message that I just showed you, but tweak it based on the group that I found it. So that way they know I'm not just some random person like creeping on their page. So that's what I do for the power hour. I wanted to show you guys kind of, you had some questions about planning for groups. Let's see here. Do you guys have any questions so far? Or is everybody understanding, or am I going too fast? Just show a thumbs up. Cool. All right. So groups was a big thing that people said that they struggled with. Planning groups, how to invite people, how to get traction for groups. The one reason I told you guys to pick something, or pick a couple things that really make you who you are, is because you want to focus your groups on those things. So I'm going to give you an example. Ashley and I are huge into outdoors, and hiking is our big thing. So our June group is going to be focused on training people who want to get into hiking, or whether they're beginners or, advanced hikers. We're going to set those people up on a program that'll get them in shape to either start their first hike as a beginner, or to, help them accomplish a hike that maybe they haven't done before that they want to. And in our group, we're going to provide, hiking tips, recipes, snacks for on, hiking, whatever. So your groups don't have to be like, hey, join my 21-day fix group. They can be groups that are focused on something that you enjoy. So like, for instance, if you have dogs and you love dogs, get people together that have dogs and do like a group workout and go take your dogs on a walk together. Like, meet other people with dogs. And just like moms with kids, people with dogs love to hang out and take their dogs to the dog parks together. Like, it's crazy. My dog can't, because he would try and eat every other dog there, and he's tiny, so he'd get eaten himself. But that's just an example. Or, you could do like a DIY group and show people, I'm not sure, I'd have to think about it for a while, but something like that, where you have a group that is focused on something that you can provide value to because it's who you are. So I'll show you. For our hiking group, everything that I do, I have either so see, this girl just wrote me back. Hi, Michelle, absolutely love me new fellow hiker babes. I love hiking. So I've never gotten someone that's like, don't talk to me. I've literally gotten one person that was like, hey, I saw you were a Beachbody coach. I'm just letting you know in advance so there's no awkward conversation. I'm not interested. And that's fine. And I said, that's totally okay. I actually just wanted to be your friend and possibly hike sometime. That's it. But everybody's always like super excited to meet you if you can relate to them. So I'm going to just exit out of that because I'm not talking to her right now. But all right, so what I do for groups is I always do a Facebook invite, or event, I'm sorry. You want to set up event because it's a way that you can invite your friends list without being pushy. So I either run my groups in a Facebook group, or I run them on the Challenge Tracker app. It kind of just depends on what it is. The Challenge Tracker app still has a couple things on there that I wish I could do that I can do in Facebook. So depending on what the group is, I either have a group on Facebook or I have a Challenge Tracker app group. So what I'll do is I'll make an event, and I'm going to show you guys the one that I did for Ashley and I. So our group for June is called Get Fit for the Trail, right? So you get a cute little picture. You discuss what your group's going to be about. So if you look on our about, we put summer's just around the corner. It's the season for hiking, camping, and many outdoors adventures. Join coaches Ashley and Michelle with Nature's My Gym in June to get in great shape to take on any hike or outdoor adventure you've been longing to do. And then because we're doing hiking, we want to focus on flexibility, endurance, and strength. So most of the people that join this group particularly are probably going to have a struggle in either flexibility, endurance, or strength because it's focused on hiking. And so then I include what's going to be included. I try and lay everything out in the event. That way there's less one-on-one chat. It goes a little smoother because they've already hopefully read the description. You get access to over 400 workouts with a calendar provided. There's family-friendly recipes provided. You get your 30-day supply of superfoods. And then you kind of want, what I like to do is I like to put a twist on the challenge group. So I like to offer something that has nothing to do with the fitness. So because we're doing a hiking group, Ashley and I are going to offer, to meet up and host a hike in July once everybody completes like a program and do the hike together. So that's kind of like what we're doing. And then in order to hit Success Club, if you can, try offering an incentive, whether it's the Fixate cookbook. We're doing a yoga group right now. So we did a yoga mat for the first 2 people that signed up with the challenge pack, got the free yoga mat. For this one, we're going to try and put together, it's still in the works, but we're going to try and put together little bags that have like some fun things in it for like your first hike. So anybody that signs up with their challenge pack, it has to be a challenge pack because that's how we get Success Club points, right? So you want an incentive that's going to make people sign up for their challenge pack. So anybody that signs up for that is going to get a little bit of a swag bag of some sort. And then we're going to offer weekly challenges. And then we talk about when the group starts and that kind of thing. And then what you do is from this event, you're going to go through and you're going to click invite friends. And you're going to go through and you're going to invite your entire friends list of anybody you think that would be interested in it. Don't go through and just blast everybody, because especially if you haven't been talking to them, because they're going to be like, why is this person inviting me to this? But the thing I like about the events is you're inviting people. You're not just adding people to a group like those lip parties. I get put in those in the Lulu groups all the time when I've never asked to be in them. It drives me freaking crazy. So this way you're inviting people to join you alongside of you. It's not saying like, hey, buy my stuff. Like I'm going to add you to a group you don't want to be a part of. It's, hey, I'm giving you the opportunity to join myself, my team, and other people that are on like-minded goals. So always create an event. With Instagram, it's a little different, and I can go over kind of what we're doing for that too. Do that later. Then so far, we just posted this yesterday, and we Ashley and I have coaches. You guys can include them on, messages together. That's totally fine. Let's see if I can find this one here. So here we go. So Kirby's someone I met in a hiking group. I've never actually met her, but she showed interest in our group, right? So I messaged her. I said, happy Tuesday, Kirby. Did you have a good Mother's Day? I wanted to shoot you a message and let you know Ashley and I are super excited that you're interested in joining our boot camp for Get Fit for the Trail. It's going to be a good time with a great way to get in shape for summer and meet new hiking friends. I included Ashley in this conversation so we can be sure to answer any questions you may have. And I always start with, can I ask what interested you in joining our group? So with any kind of group that you guys start, you want to have the questions and their goals established because it'll make transitioning to buying a challenge pack for you much easier. So Kirby isn't the best candidate because she's like super fit and she hikes like a crazy ton amount, but she's more looking to find ways to meet people and connect in the area. So she doesn't necessarily need a training plan. We talked to her about it still either way. But what we did was we went in, you want to go in and you want to message everybody for your events and you want to go over their goals. So you want to go in, message them, ask them what interested them in joining your group, and then, tell them, oh, that's really great, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to ask them a couple other questions. The questions I always ask are, what is it? What is your current fitness goal? And I can send this in a message too, or on the chat. What is your current fitness goal? I write, what is something that you struggle with your wellness or your health, fitness? I say, do you struggle with nutrition? I always ask them what their greatest strength is, because you want to play on people's strengths as well, not just what they struggle with, because that's really good. If you know that and they're in a challenge group and you see a post that someone like made a healthy meal from their meal plan, you want to recognize that, because that may be one of those things that they say that they're good at. You want to give recognition for both negative and positive things that they struggle with or that they succeed in. The other question that I ask is, if you reached your goals, how would that make you feel? What would that do for you? I listened in on a call, and one guy who did a power hour said that he worked with someone who said their goal was to be able to fit on an airplane seat and go visit their family. That person would not get on an airplane because they were so overweight. They were embarrassed by sitting in an airplane seat and taking over the seat, and they didn't want to be in someone else's space. So you want to get those goals established, because when you go and you recap and you revisit people on why they should join, you're reminding them of their goal constantly. So that's one thing you always want to do with anybody that's interested in a group, is establish those goals and write them down where you're tracking this person's information so that you don't forget. You want to keep track of what this person's goals are, because that's what this is about, is helping people, and you want to give them, encouragement and get them to their goals. So let's see here. Yeah, so then you just chit chat kind of back and forth. And what I do is when I talk to people, I kind of dance with the subject. So I talk a little bit about them, and then I talk a little bit about fitness, especially if they are interested in a challenge group. They're bound to obviously expect that you're going to talk about fitness, but like if they're new people that you're talking to, you kind of want to work in the whole personal questions and business questions kind of the same. If you ever get someone that says the word health or fitness, you immediately want to ask them, hey, you should check out my accountability group starting next month, because they're the one that brought it up, not you. And then they're going to be like, well, what's an accountability group? And then you can send them the information. And then, but keep continuing the conversation of what you guys were originally talking about, whether it was kids or, whatever, dogs, that kind of thing. So for those of you that asked about how I promote my challenge groups, that's what I do. I make an event. I invite everybody that looks on my Facebook friends list that they might benefit or enjoy it, either way. People that maybe have never tried something that I could probably get out on a hike, I invite. And then what I do is I always share my event on my page, and if you have a like page, share your event on your like page. So I shared it, last night? So I shared my event. I was like, yay, I'm so excited for this. Attention, all my outdoorsy mama / friends, because it's for everybody, not just moms. I'd love to have you join us. We're going to take June to get in shape for hikes starting in July. I'll be hosting an attending challenge, and I'd love to take you with me. So yeah, you want to share it on your personal page. You want to create an event, because you can blast people and not be salesy, because it's just inviting them. You're not sticking them in a group that you don't like. And then if you have a like page, you can share the event on your like page too. But that's how I promote my challenge groups. And then the other thing is, somebody asked how to get to get new coaches. Like what is the best way to onboard new coaches? Well, there's a couple different ways. So in order to get new coaches, you have to be showing that you're proof of the product, for one, because you have to show what it's doing for you. But two, you have to show what Beachbody's doing for you. It doesn't have to be extravagant. You can talk about, let me get out of the screen share really quick, because I don't know what else I have to talk about for that, but so you have to show, let's see here. There we go. So you have to show that it's helping you. Being a coach is giving you something. So like I did a post about going grocery shopping at Costco. My husband and I were broke at one point in time, and I wouldn't have been able to even think about going grocery shopping at Costco. Yeah, you're saving money because you're buying in bulk, but the upfront cost, it wasn't happening. So I posted that, I got to go grocery shopping and shop at Costco, and I didn't have to look whether I had the money in my bank account or not. Like, we were at that point, but that's something that Beachbody has given us. Another thing could be like, if you couldn't afford swim lessons for your kids, or, let's say that you love adventuring and going outside, but it costs money to drive all over the place. Like, you can talk about how Beachbody, you got an extra tank of gas to go out and go fishing for a weekend, or do a staycation, because it doesn't have to be huge and extravagant, because huge and extravagant isn't necessarily relatable. The little things is what people can relate about. So that's why you want to find that, that target of what makes you, and you want to cater to people that are similar. So because we're focusing on outdoor moms, my focus personally is I want to provide moms time with their kids to go adventure outside. And I want to provide them a business where they can work at home and go adventure any day of the week, like Sadie and I do. Or, my Beachbody income gives me an extra tank of gas to drive 2 hours to go fishing with my husband on the weekends, because that's something that we both like to do. Those are things that are relatable. But if you're not showing that on Facebook, no one's going to want to coach, because they're going to be like, oh yeah, well, all this person does is work out to death, and they don't do any, like, they can't see what it's doing as a business side of things, or hopefully at the end of this call, I don't know how long I've been going, but if you guys need to go, like, let me know, cut me off. But like, at the end of this call, we should all smile and pose and take a screenshot and post about how fun it is on our team calls, because we're learning how to better our business and we're all friends, like that kind of thing. You want to show what the business offers, and that's how you'll get coaches. If you're not showing what the business offers you, even little things, you're not going to get coaches. They're not going to want to join you. The other thing is if you're not working out and you're not showing that you're exercising or doing anything, you're not going to have that trust built in people to join you. And that's where challengers come from, because if you're showing people that, you're using the products, they're working, you're showing the results, you're showing what Beachbody provides you, like with the income it provides, those people are going to be like, wow, okay, she's showing me something that I could hop on board with. And when you get challengers and you give them a good experience in a challenge group, and you go through like what I showed you, and you provide value in your challenge groups, those people are going to then, you're going to talk to and say, hey, you're doing what I do. Why don't you get paid to do it? And you're either going to get them on board as a discount coach, or you're going to get them on board to coach and work the business. That's just how it works. You will sometimes come across people that, like the girl that Ashley and I talked today, she's on a workout program. She hikes, she has a kid. She just did, I was telling Cameron, she did like a 50K, which is, 30 miles or something like that, which is insane. She's already the type of person that would make a great coach. So if I get her in my free group and I'm showing her that we're having fun, and I meet her in person if I'm able to, that kind of thing, those are people you can go to directly about coaching. You don't have to like get them in the group. There's some people that are made to be coaches that you can approach. And for instance, like our conversation earlier, she told me that she wasn't interested in the fitness program. She's got it all laid out, blah, blah, blah. She's good in the fitness department, and she's just looking for new friends. So I was like, have you ever thought about coaching? You'd be a great fit for our team. We're outdoorsy. It'd be an opportunity for you to meet people in the area and mamas like us. And it was something like, I talked to her later this afternoon. It was something that she's like, oh, I'd actually be interested in more information about that. So there's people that you can just jump on board with, but there's people that you also have to build that trust and show that it's working for you. Let me look at the comments really quick, because I see it kind of going crazy. I'm going to use accountability for yes, that's really important. A lot of my challengers turn into coaches. Yes, most of my people in my downline are previous challengers. I've got probably maybe like 2 or 3 people that were just like, I'm going to coach. I'm ready to do this. But everybody else started as a challenger, saw how fun it was, and turned into a coach, whether to get a discount to continue the shakes because they want to invest in their health or to make a little bit of extra money, that kind of thing. Yes, we'll take a picture when we're done. I need to offer the opportunity more. Yeah, that's something I think we should all, maybe as leaders, talk about. I think we should do like a happy hour or some kind of event that's live where maybe 4 or 5 of us can pop in and go live and talk about something that coaching does for us, or like what a coach is about. Or we could do like, I don't know if people are morning people, but we could do like coffee talks and everybody hops on with a cup of coffee or tea in the morning and does it like that way. You just kind of, part of that's trial and error. So that would be super fun to do. I don't think we've done really one as a team, but we were planning on it and kind of people got busy. But yeah, providing the opportunity. The other thing you can do is with the opportunity, you can leave nuggets like in your posts. They can be like soft invites, basically. Like what I said, when you're showing people that you were able to fill up your gas tank to go on a weekend adventure or afford to rent a cabin somewhere for the weekend, you can drop little lines in there that say, hey, why aren't you doing this? Or, you know, if you want to be adventurous and do this, you know, contact me, something like that. Like you can add little opportunities, lines to your posts. So it's not like just flat out like, hey, come do this. I'm really bad at that. Like I'm super bad at just like telling people, like I have to kind of work it in softly, but that's how I'd want to be approached. I want someone to get to know me first and present it that way. I need to feel more confident in the ability to help them be successful. Are you talking about coaches? Okay. That's actually my next thing I was going to talk about. So I think part of it, and you know, Ashley's new, and so we've been kind of going back and forth on how to, like, what information to provide new coaches. One thing that I do is I have a welcome email, and it's got just a couple little like tips on good apps to install on your phone. I explain the 2, you know, or the 2 or 3 or however many there are groups that I'm adding them to. So like our Stronger Than Yesterday team, I just let them know like, hey, this is our big team. I'm going to add you to this group. So I list the 3 groups I'm adding them to. I list their websites in it, just basic stuff. So the welcome email, and I can post my welcome email if you guys want in the team page, just so you can see what I send out people. I kind of want to do a video that goes over like the back office. We have all the tools in our back office that discusses how to like walk through everything. But some people that are on Facebook don't want to leave Facebook, and it's nice to have that available like on our team page or on the team training site that Cameron made, like that kind of thing. So having a video. But what I would do is when I start off new coaches, I send them a welcome email. The welcome email, there's a little training thing that I do, which I don't think my new coach has done it yet, but there's a gem test. And I don't know if you guys have ever done the gem test, but it kind of explains like your personality, and like how you work as a person, what you're motivated by, that kind of thing. I can send you the link to the gem test as well if you guys are interested in it. It takes a little while to fill out, but it's really worth it, because when you sign up a new coach, if they take the gem test, it's going to tell you whether they're motivated by money, whether they're motivated by helping people, whether they're motivated by trips, or a mixture of both. So it's really good, because when somebody is, you know, having a tough month or something like that, you can be like, hey, you know, this person's, let's say, motivated by trips. Hey, you want to be able to hit your success starters so that you can go on that you can get that free summit free summit ticket, right? Because that's how you would motivate that person. So I always send the welcome email. I have them do the gem test, and then we get on a call and just kind of talk about their goals. In my welcome email, I have the 3 goals that they should be focusing on in their first month. So obviously, your first goal is to get 3 people to join. So for 1, that covers your Shakeology costs. And for 2, that helps you hit Success Club, which you want to do. Hitting Success Club in your first 3 months, for those of you that don't know, gets you Success Starters, which earns you your free ticket to Summit. And like I was saying in the beginning, going to Summit is extremely important. So if you can cut your costs by earning your ticket, sleeping on someone's couch, or freaking it. The first time that I was going to go to Summit, I wasn't able to go because of my husband's health reasons, but I was literally going to rent a van and drive across the country and stay in the van to go. Like, it was ridiculous. And I had 3 other people that were like, yeah, let's road trip. And so it was going to be super cheap, but you want to make sure you try everything you can. Obviously, you don't want to go in debt, trying to get to Summit, because that's kind of defeats the purpose of this. You're in it to try and like make money, but you want to do everything that you can, and getting your Success Club as a new coach for the first 3 months gets you that free ticket, which helps cut the costs. And for any of you guys that are still on the fence about Summit, if you need rooming, if you need to figure out how to get there, there's a lot of people, and I can get you in touch, and so can, I'm sure, Cameron and Courtney. They can hook you up with people that are either road tripping it there, people that have an extra couch that you can sleep on. I'd sleep on the floor if it meant I got to go to Summit. Like, I don't care, because the stuff that we're going to learn there is like mind blowing. Like, it's amazing to hear leaders talk, and it's super like energizing, and you come back and you're like super pumped. So that's why Summit's super important. But yeah, so back to the welcome. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. But so yeah, welcome emo. We talk about the 3 goals. So hitting 3 people so that you get Success Club. That also pays for your Shakeology. And your last goal for the 3 is to earn your Emerald rank. Because once you're an Emerald, which I think a lot of us are super close in our group, you start getting the opportunity to participate in cycle bonuses, which if you guys haven't watched the video on what a cycle bonus is, you definitely want to, because as you grow and you become Diamond and farther up the line, that's where you're going to make your money. It's not going to be off commissions. It's going to be off your cycle bonuses. So hitting Emerald is the first big step. And to do that, you only need 2 people under you. How much is Summit again? The ticket right now is $195. It's going to go up, I think, to $295 if you buy the ticket like at Summit. I know a lot of people that can't go were transferring their tickets for actually, I can't, because so there's a refund period, and a lot of people were actually still, I think, trying to transfer their tickets to people for a little bit of a discount for what they paid. So if you guys want to go to Summit, that's something to look into too. I can keep an eyeball out on anybody that can't go and has to transfer their ticket and do it that way too. Where is it at and how long? It's July, what is it, 13th? 12th? It's that Thursday. It starts Thursday night of July. It's either the 12th or the 13th, and it goes through Sunday. Sunday's like your departure day. So it's really just Thursday night, all of Friday, all of Saturday. And it's in July. Yeah, so I'll post my welcome email letter, or my welcome letter, in the group for you, Sarah, and whoever else wants to do anything with it. So yeah, that's what I do for new coaches, is I send them the welcome email, which pretty much I try and keep it simple, but informative, because there's a lot that people have to learn. And I try and give just like the top apps and the top 3 goals for the first month. And then once they start, getting in the challenge group and getting their like fingers dabbled and everything, then you can kind of add more information that way. And they always have the back office to go and like look at, and they get the welcome email from Beachbody that tells them what to do, kind of their first steps. So there's that as well. And then the last thing that I had questions about was Shakeology objections. That's like everybody's problem. So one thing that I kind of found a script that I've been using, that I came up with, and it's been working. And it's not like super like you need to buy it kind of thing. One thing that I found is when you're talking to people about Shakeology, in the beginning, you want to talk to them about the benefits, right? The nutrients, that kind of thing, what it does, how it's not a protein powder, how it's, a dense superfoods. It's not just like what you can't buy it at GNC or anything like it at GNC for less. Like, there's literally nothing that you can buy that compares to it. One thing that I always mention is I I always mention that to make it yourself, a 30-day supply would actually cost you over $700 with everything that's in it, which is insane. I actually, when I was researching Shakeology and I was super skeptical about trying it, I tried to do it myself and it was going to cost a lot more, and none of the products, because, you know, some of our stuff comes from overseas. It wasn't actually like legit. It was all processed. So that was kind of like, all right, like I might as well just pay for it. And this was before I was coaching. So it's really not that expensive. $99 or $120 if you're not a coach is a great deal. And so I always explain in the early phases of talking to them that Shakeology, you know, the nutrients and that kind of thing. So I wanted to show, let's see here if I can find it. I wanted to show you my little script, and I can post this too if you guys want it. This is my closing statement. So if someone is like, it's too expensive, I can go buy it somewhere else, or, you know, after I've given them the spiel. So this one girl said she didn't know if she could buy it or purchase it right now because, and I used this example earlier with someone, she just bought a house and she's like, I don't know if I can afford this. And so what I did is my closing, I call it like the kiss goodbye, because it's either she's going to take it or she's going to run with it kind of thing. And so I put, for one, you always want to keep that personal vibe in there. So I said, congrats on buying a house. I know how that goes. It's a very long process, but it's definitely rewarding for sure. And then she asked me if she could get back to me in the morning. I said, of course you can get back to me in the morning. Tomorrow night is actually the deadline, so that's perfect. You always want to stress some kind of urgency, especially when you're doing your last minute follow-ups. Oops, I got frozen. But the other thing I said, of course you can get back to me in the morning. Tomorrow night is the deadline, so that's perfect. Also, this is the key word right here. Also, I know that it seems like a lot up front, and that the only way that you can feel comfortable investing in this is if you can feel confident that you will get out of it what you put in it. I understand that. I completely agree. It averages to about $4 a day. That's cheaper than a cup of coffee from Starbucks, or let's say, I don't know, if they buy Subway, or if you know they eat out a lot, you can use that as an example. I said, and this is a key word, for some people it's a priority and others it's not, and that's okay. And when you say that line, people think to themselves, well, I want to be a priority. Like, my health and fitness is a priority in my life. Because it's almost like you're saying, well, you're not a priority in your life then. But it's not actually saying that to them. You're saying, for some people it's a priority and others it's not, and that's totally okay. And you want to specify that it's okay, because it isn't. You know, like one girl told me she couldn't buy Shakeology but goes out and buys the $400 tattoo, right? So people's priorities are different, which is fine. And then after that I said, I don't know, or I said, I do know. So for some people it's a priority and other people it's not, and that's okay. I do know that this process has worked for me and many others. And if you're fully committed to your health and fitness, it'll work for you also. And that literally has always worked since I've used it. And the last sentence I say is, what really sold me, and this is if they're like flat out, this is too expensive. What really sold me was the 30-day money back guarantee. I knew that if I could give it my all and if I didn't see results, that I could get my money back, no problem. It really sold my husband too, with the smiley face. I said, what a pleasant surprise to see amazing results and not want your money back. And then she's like, all right, sign me up. And I got her. But I noticed that at the end of a conversation, if someone tells you that Shakeology is too expensive and you start blabbing on and on about the nutrients when you've already talked about it, they don't want to hear that. They don't care. They want to hear that it's either going to give them results and it's guaranteed, or they can get their money back. Because if they're going to spend that money, those are the two things that I would want to know, right? I'm like, okay, they've already told me about Shakeology. I get that it's nutritious, blah, blah, blah. But it's almost like those last two things that you can provide them to hang on to make them realize that this is a good choice, that they're going to make the right decision. So those are the things that I talk about. But so that's my Shakeology objection. And that's pretty much it. I break it. So I explain the nutrients at the beginning. I break down the cost of how it's only like $4 a day or compared to blah, blah, blah. I agree with them it's expensive because it is, but I also let them know that if it's a priority in their life, they'll make it happen. And then I give them the kiss goodbye of the 30-day money back guarantee, and it's worked for me and it'll work for you too if you commit to it. And that's kind of how I deal with Shakeology. The other thing is if someone just can't afford it straight out, like they're obviously not going to purchase Shakeology right away, but they are showing an interest and they're showing that they're working on their fitness and that kind of thing, I'll mail them like 1 or 2 packets of Shakeology to try if they want like a flavor. That way they at least taste it, right? You don't want to give them like full freedom of everything because that's the problem with the free stuff is people will take it if you're going to give it. And so you got to kind of, work with the whole freedom thing. Same with like free groups. You don't want to invest all your time in a free group because if you're dishing it, people are going to take it. So you want to provide value and a little bit of stuff in your free groups, but you want it to really lead to the paid customers. And so that's kind of all I had planned. I don't know. Is there anything else? You guys can unmute yourself. I know that went kind of long, but I hope this helps. And those were the questions that I got from a couple of you guys. So if you have any last things, let me know.
I think that was all really good. So
how long did we go? It's probably like
it's
2
like
hours.
6:19 right now. It's like that's not too bad. It was all good info. So I think it's good to have longer calls occasionally so we can actually like go over stuff. And it was all really good information. I even took some notes too. I do need to set up a call with you to go over Asana though.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like I'll post in the team page and see if we all just want to do like a Zoom again and like we can all set up our Asanas together if we want to do that. But
yeah, I can totally do that. I sent and I can try and find them. There's somewhere. I might have them in my like file, but I have the 2 videos that I watched that taught me how to use Asana. And then I have another one that's like kind of a power hour from somebody that did it. And but watching all 3 of them can get kind of confusing because each person's not necessarily a Beachbody coach and they're using it for different things, but it's all client tracking. But it explains like the functionality of it and like how you add tasks and how you're supposed to assign people and what the due dates are and how to follow up. So yeah, we could do a Zoom call for anybody that wants to do Asana. Yeah. I figured it out now, so I finally have been able to use it so that it works well. But yeah, if you set up your tracking in advance, it'll save you in the long run. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It definitely will. Definitely.
So
anyone else have any questions or anything they want to say before we hop off? Feel free to. Cool.
All right.
Let me end the recording.